Hello Steelers, and welcome to another bench report, another hobby update, another week, and more painting has been done. And this time it is still with the Prussians. This is the 3rd battalion of the Prussian starter set, the Blue Camp starter set that Warlord sent me all that time ago. This is the Wehrmacht Landwehr. The Landwehr are quite easy to paint actually, because there's not that many colours on their uniform, and they don't have flags and things like that. So some of them do have flags, but I've not been including them in these units. This is the 1st battalion of the 1st regiment of Wehrmacht, just another relatively typical Landwehr unit. These are, again, I'm quite happy to turn these out quite quickly actually. And as I say, I'm going to do a painting video of these. I'm just trying to get the techniques down before I start doing any recording of them, but I think probably the next battalion might be recorded for a video, which I will release at some point in the future. I'm going to do the same as well with the line infantry as well for the Prussians. At the moment I'm trying to work through some of the infantry just to knock some of those guys out, and just doing some Landwehr and then some line. But yeah, these are going to build up quite nicely, I think, over the next few months. It's just one of those projects that you can just kind of chip away at. I want to do some cavalry as well at some point as well, just to, again, to break up the monotony of painting those dark blue uniforms, and also some artillery as well. Probably when I've got 3 or 4 guns ready to go, I'll probably paint those separately as well. I also, as well, speaking of Germans and keeping in the German area, I painted up the 2 Brumbars that Chris had sent over to me. These are the Bergmann models. These are the STLs you can get pretty much everywhere online. He'd printed these out for me and sent them over because I was looking for one for an old group game quite a couple of months ago now, but these are always useful. I mean, I'll probably not use it in something like Chain of Command, but it's certainly usable in a bigger level game like O Group, or even Rommel, or even potentially Eisenhower when I ever get around to actually playing it as well, or I ain't been shot mum. So they're very useful, and I was waiting for some paints from Vallejo for these. This is why it took a long time to paint these, but basically I was just waiting for the Dunkelgelb paint from Vallejo. That's arrived I think last weekend or at the end of the weekend, so I was just able to quickly get some paint on these. I used those AK pens for the camouflage on these, and that was very quick and very easy, very useful. I didn't use their Dunkelgelb because it just wasn't working with the undercoat that I put on previously, so I had to get the Vallejo stuff, so it was a little slightly brighter. Then I just basically gave them a filter wash and some ever so slight weathering, and that was pretty much it really for those. They were done very quickly. I've still got 2 ambulances to do, which Chris had sent over, 2 V3000 ambulances. One of them's a multi-air. I'm waiting for some decals. They're coming through from Pendragon. They've been dispatched, I think, the last I saw in my emails. So I'm just waiting for those, and I'll finish those off next week at some point. I was going to freehand the red crosses on them, but I thought, no, my hand's not that steady and it's going to look a bit stupid. So I thought, right, just get some decals and get them sorted. Ambulances are an interesting thing. I'll probably be using them as possibly objectives, maybe, or just, I don't know, just really scenery as much as anything else. If you're broken into the rear areas, there's probably an ambulance kicking about. I have seen photos of a shot up V3000 ambulance in the Hurtgen forest. Is it Hurtgen? However you pronounce it, I don't think I've ever said it out loud. Hurtgen forest. So these things were relatively front line, so there's no reason why, if the attacks are going through, you wouldn't bump into a couple of ambulances. But that is something for the future, so that they'll probably appear next week, I think, because I just want to get them off the desk if I can. This week as well, I'm going to be painting some Vietnam casualties from Peter Pig ones. These are ones that Dean gave me ages ago, I just not got around to. The reason for that is because last night at the club, recording this on Friday, we played a game on Thursday night with Dean and Dex of The Men of Company B by Peter Pig, Rules for the Common Men. I've had this for a little while. I've also been, putting together those Vietnam forces mainly for Charlie Don't Surf, but I thought, well, I could also actually use Peter Pig as well for this. or Men of Company B. So I picked this up a while ago and I've been reading it for the last few weeks. I went back to it. I have a love-hate relationship with Peter Pig rules. I actually love the games, but I hate reading them because they are so badly laid out, so badly written, and they're just ugly, ugly, ugly. But they provide really, really good games, and it's frustrating because if they, produced really nice looking sets of rules, they probably would sell a hell of a lot more, and if they were proofread as well beforehand. But they are fantastic, and we played it last night. I kind of umpired for Dean and Dex. Dean was the US, doing a sweep, trying to find some caches and prisoners and clearing out some villagers. Meanwhile, Dex was playing as the VC, and he was moving through the village trying to find peasants to recruit and then also attack and push out the US imperialist forces. And it was a really, really good game. It's incredibly simple. It's not written like that, but it is actually quite simple once you get it, and within about 3 or 4 moves both of them had pretty much got most of it fixed in their heads. It's got a really nice system. In what you have is command dice. You do something, you choose an action, you roll your command dice to see if you can do that action, depending on how hard that action is, and then you can choose another action, but your command dice are reduced, and every time you try to do something you get a reduction in your command dice. You may so you want to do the hard stuff early on in the turn, and then but if you fail, it means that everybody else in your force will also fail as well for the rest of that turn. So it's a bit of a gamble and a push your luck kind of system, but it worked really, really well. It was an astounding victory for the VC. They just kept recruiting from the villagers. The Americans didn't use their artillery, didn't use their firepower, and basically Dean got his arse handed to him, apart from 1 or 2 occasions where he was able to do an attack and actually push the VC out of a village whilst they were in the midst of recruiting. But yes, it was a VC victory overall. They pushed the imperialist dogs out of the area and secured it back for the communists. Really, really good game. As I say, I mean, it's well worth checking out. I'm going to do a review of it at some point in future. I'm going to play some more games of it, and I'm going to film some games as well, I've decided, because it is such a nice, simple game. Really good fun. Well worth checking out. Go and check it out on the Peter Pig website, and I thoroughly recommend it if you can actually get through it. But I'm going to do some videos about it at some point as well. That's been it really hobby wise this week. It's been relatively quiet because last weekend was pretty busy. It was my wife's birthday and celebration for a new job and things as well, so we were kind of tied up doing that. So I didn't really get much other hobby time. But also just to mention as well before I finish up this week, I am actually selling my Wings of Glory, Wings of War collection because I don't use it anymore. It's a game that I played to death, really enjoyed it at the time. I prefer Algae pulls it off. I've got 1/300 aircraft which I'm using for that instead, and I'm just kind of downsizing those. So they're all up on eBay, not all of them. I'm putting quite a few out at a time, so there will be more coming. But I'll put a link to the eBay sales and my eBay store in the down below in the description. So go and check those out. I think it runs through till about Wednesday next week. That's when the auctions end. And as I say, I will be putting more on. I've got a huge collection of Wings of War stuff, but I need to get rid of it at this point. I did a while ago try selling it as a job lot, but nobody was interested. So I've decided to fall back on breaking it up and selling it piecemeal. So keep an eye on that. If you follow my eBay account, you'll see stuff. I think it notifies you when things go up, or it'll show you when I post new items, and I'm going to try to keep up a regular rhythm with them, so just keep an eye out for that. And I'll leave it at that really, just to say thanks for watching as always. If you haven't subscribed, and about 70 to 80% of people who do watch these videos haven't subscribed, so if you did subscribe, that would hugely boost my numbers here and I'm trying to at the moment to get to 16,000 subscribers if I can. It'd be nice to break 20,000 subscribers, so if you are watching, please do subscribe. It is free. But if you also want to help out the channel as well, you can go over to Patreon. You can join there for free, but you could also join for just for £1 or $1 a month, and you will get videos like this one, early access, and also ad free as well. Right, that's enough hard sell. I'll wrap up there, and I will see you in the next Storm of Steel video.